What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be going over the Wrestlemania results. We started off with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. This is basically a cookie cutter Battle Royal. There wasn't really much to it. Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, and Matt Hardy were the last ones in the ring. Then all of a sudden, flashy McWyatt shows up. He puts down Mojo Rawley, and Mojo is eliminated. Then Matt Hardy eliminates Baron Corbin. So Matt Hardy is the winner of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. After the match, Bray Wyatt kneels down to Matt Hardy. They hug it out, so I guess they're now a team, I don't know. We then have the Cruiserweight Championship match, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. This was a really good match. I liked it. There was a lot of action, a lot of back and forth, a good bit of flippy shit. And if you know me, I like flippy shit when it comes to cruiserweights. Cedric Alexander won with the lumbar check, so he's now the new Cruiserweight champion. As many of you might know, I'm not so big when it comes to the Cruiserweight, but this match here actually made me think about checking him out a lot more. Who knows? Maybe I'll start doing a video for 205 Live.
Nope.
We then have the Women's Battle Royal. Which I kind of had a little bit of a problem with because Becky Lynch got an intro, then everybody else came up, and then Bayley and Sasha Banks got their own intro, which was kind of weird. Either you give everybody an intro or you just lump everybody in all at one shot. This is a pretty decent Battle Royal. I kind of liked it. The NXT women were showing quite a bit of force. Belair had her hair pulled into a tail, and she whipped it at Becky Lynch hard enough like a whip. The funniest part about that was the look on Sasha Banks' face when Belair hit Becky Lynch. That was kind of funny. We get down to the last few, which is Bayley and Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks goes to handshake Bayley, and Bayley throws her right out of the ring. Now everybody, including myself, thought that was it. Bayley won. But apparently a whole bunch of us missed that Naomi was never really eliminated in the match. So she comes back in the ring. Everyone's kind of like, what the hell's going on? Naomi hits the rear view on Bayley and throws her out of the ring. So Naomi is the winner of the first WrestleMania's Women's Battle Royal. We then have a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title, Seth Rollins versus The Miz versus Finn Balor. As The Miz is coming out, he sends the Miztourage into the back. He says he's going to do this alone. There was a ton of action in this match. A lot of high-flying spots. It really looked like Finn Balor was going to take this. Finn Balor got the coup de grace on The Miz as he was trying to roll him over for the pin. Seth Rollins runs up, gives Finn Balor the curb stomp, and pins The Miz to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Like I said, I like this match. It was really cool. I think they said that Seth Rollins is now a Grand Slam champion, so that's another cool point. We then have Charlotte Flair versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. This here is another good match. Both Charlotte Flair and Asuka took the offense to each other. There are a bunch of cool spots on this one. Charlotte Flair went to the top rope for a moonsault, but Asuka was able to counter it and put Charlotte Flair into a triangle hold. The match started to spill outside when Asuka suplexed Charlotte Flair out to ringside. It looked like that hurt bad. As we get back into the ring, Charlotte Flair got the Spanish Fly from the top rope onto Asuka. After a bit of action between Asuka and Charlotte Flair got the figure eight onto Asuka for the win. After the match, Asuka grabs a mic and says that Charlotte Flair was ready for Asuka, and she tells Charlotte Flair congratulations. They then hug it out, and as Charlotte Flair is walking up the ramp, a referee is running down the ramp, jumps over the barricade over to where John Cena is sitting. He tells him something. John Cena gets up, jumps the barricade, and runs up the ramp and runs backstage. He's not seen until later on in the broadcast. We then have the Fatal 4-Way for the United States title, Rusev versus Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. This was kind of an match. I really wasn't too impressed. There were a bunch of RKOs and a whole bunch of Machka kicks to go around. Sunil Singh jumped onto the apron to distract Rusev, which allowed Jinder Mahal to get the Colossus for the win. I was really surprised that they put this on Jinder Mahal. Being for as over as Rusev has been, I figured they were going to move it over to him. But who knows, maybe they'll do something on SmackDown. We then have Triple H and Stephanie McMahon versus Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Stephanie McMahon and Triple H used Ronda Rousey's inexperience to get her to come into the ring, causing a distraction of the ref so they can beat down on Kurt Angle. Stephanie almost got leveled by Triple H when Kurt Angle ducked a punch and Stephanie McMahon almost caught one right in the face. Ronda Rousey was able to finally tag in, and she immediately took it to Stephanie McMahon. Rousey tried to pin Stephanie, and Triple H pulled the referee out of the ring. As the ref is arguing with Triple H, Kurt Angle attacks him, and Triple H puts Kurt Angle into a table. Back in the ring, Ronda Rousey squares off with Triple H and immediately takes it to him. She sets up Triple H for a Samoan drop, but Stephanie McMahon pulls her down, and Ronda Rousey gets thrown into a post. Kurt Angle gives a series of German suplexes to Triple H, hits him with an angle slam, tries to pin him, and gets a 2 count. Kurt Angle tries to put Triple H into the ankle lock. Stephanie stops it, tries to kick Kurt Angle, and he catches it. He tries to go for the ankle lock, but Triple H steps in and gives Kurt Angle a pedigree. Ronda Rousey steps up, Triple H sets her into the pedigree, but she was able to reverse it into a Hurricane Rana. She gets Triple H into an armbar, but was saved by Stephanie McMahon, who gets Ronda Rousey into a chokehold. Ronda Rousey was able to get Stephanie McMahon into an armbar. As Triple H was coming in, Kurt Angle got him into the ankle lock. Triple H was able to throw Kurt Angle into Ronda Rousey, but after a bit, Ronda Rousey got the armbar in on Stephanie McMahon for the win. This was actually a pretty decent match. I really didn't have too much in the way of a problem with it. I'm curious to see how everything's going to go over on Raw tomorrow night. We then have a triple threat match for the SmackDown tag titles. The New Day, who came out with a bunch of little people dressed as pancakes, the Usos, and the Bludgeon Brothers. There really wasn't much to this match. It was almost like a glorified squash match. The Bludgeon Brothers had pretty much most of the offense. The New Day and the Usos tried to fight back a bit, but the Bludgeon Brothers got a power bomb from the turnbuckle onto Kofi Kingston for the win. So the Bludgeon Brothers are now the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. We then have John Cena come running out. He gets in the ring. Shortly after, a referee comes running behind him, says something to John Cena that pissed him off. As he's starting to leave the ring, the lights go out, the crowd goes nuts, but the roar of the crowd was killed by a guitar strum. It's Elias. He taunts the crowd saying, "Were you expecting somebody else?" Crowd wasn't happy with that. Elias gets into the ring. John Cena goes back over the barricade. Elias wastes more time playing a song. John Cena comes back in, attacks Elias. As he's going to leave the ring, walking up the ramp again, the lights go out once more, and we hear a familiar sound. Then flames start shooting up from the stage. Guess who's back? The Undertaker. Right at the beginning of the match, The Undertaker takes it straight to John Cena with a flurry of punches. John Cena tries to fight back, knocks Taker down, tries to go for the 5-knuckle shuffle, but The Undertaker sits straight up and it stops John Cena dead in his tracks. The Undertaker gave John Cena a choke slam, which was quickly followed by a tombstone for the pin. This was a pretty cool match. I was actually surprised. It was good to see The Undertaker back in the ring. I'm really glad they didn't go with Biker Taker. That would have straight sucked. But Undertaker looked good. I was expecting him to be gimping around because he had hip surgery not that long ago. But he was moving around pretty good. Not like he was in the 90s, but he was actually moving around pretty good. We then have Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. While they were announcing Owens and Zayn, they came up from behind and attacked Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Everybody gets knocked out of the ring. Daniel Bryan ends up catching a haluva kick from Sami Zayn and a powerbomb to the corner of the ring by Kevin Owens. This essentially takes Daniel Bryan out of the match. He's being treated by EMTs at ringside. Shane McMahon calls for the bell and immediately starts hitting Kevin Owens. He's taking them both on by himself. He actually makes a pretty good sport out of it all, but the numbers get the best of him and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens start beating him down. Shane McMahon was able to get the coast-to-coast on Sami Zayn, but Kevin Owens was able to get in and work over Shane McMahon. Kevin Owens tried to go for the pin, but was saved at the last minute by Daniel Bryan. Shortly after, Daniel Bryan was able to get tagged in, and he immediately started pounding down on Owens and Zayn. Sami Zayn was able to fight back, but Daniel Bryan fired up with the yes kicks and got him in the yes lock for the submission. This was a good match too. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are now fired, so which means they're probably going to be showing up on Raw within the next couple of weeks. We then have Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. Before the match starts, Nia Jax goes on the attack and pounds the hell out of Mickie James, throwing her all over the ringside. Alexa Bliss tries to interfere, but was chased off by Nia Jax. Nia Jax gives Mickie James a Samoa drop on ringside, basically taking her out of the equation. Back in the ring, when the match starts, Nia Jax basically just ragdolls the hell out of Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss tries to fight back a bit, working on Nia Jax's leg, but Nia Jax proved to be too powerful for Alexa Bliss, beating her down and gave a nasty Samoa drop from the second rope. Nia Jax got the pin, and she is now the new Raw Women's Champion. This was another good match. So far, we're actually doing pretty good with the matches. I like this one. It gave a good ending to the storyline that they had, so we'll move on tomorrow to see who Nia Jax will be facing next. We then have the dream match, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Holy fuck, this was a good match. This had to have been match of the night, if not possibly close to being match of the year. Both Nakamura and Styles gave everything in this match. There was a ton of offense, a whole bunch of high flying. AJ Styles tried to go for the calf crusher at one point. Shinsuke tried to get the Kinshasa on AJ Styles, but he was able to avoid it and get the Styles Clash on Shinsuke Nakamura for the pin. After the match, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles hug. Nakamura takes the title from the referee, kneels down, and presents it to AJ Styles. As he's doing that, Nakamura gives AJ Styles a low blow right into nuts, starts stomping on him, kicks him out of the ring, and as he's starting to leave, he runs back and gives AJ Styles a Kinshasa. Like I said, this was an awesome match. In my opinion, I think this was match of the night. We then have The Bar versus Braun Strowman and a partner that is still yet to be determined. Braun Strowman gets into the ring and he says he's been waiting for Wrestlemania to announce his partner, and that his partner was going to be somebody in the crowd. As he starts walking around looking for his potential partner, he goes through the crowd, starts looking around, finds this kid, brings him back to the ring. And the funny part about all of this is he's trying to get the kid into the ring. He's holding the ropes open, the kid wasn't getting in, and Braun Strowman yells, "Get in there!" which was kind of funny. Kid's name is Nicholas. Braun Strowman starts off and immediately starts pounding down on The Bar. Shortly afterwards, Sheamus and Cesaro start beating down on Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman then tags in Nicholas, who gets stared down by Cesaro. Nicholas quickly turns around, tags Braun Strowman back in. Braun Strowman gives a power slam to Cesaro for the win. So Braun Strowman and Nicholas are now the new Raw Tag Team Champions. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow whether Nicholas, a kid who's supposed to be in school and all, will be at Raw ready for competition. We then come to the match we've all been waiting for. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Bruh. Great. I really wasn't looking forward to this match. This was probably out of the entire card my least favorite match of the night. As Roman Reigns was coming out, the crowd was booing him like crazy. Then magically, the arena went silent. In other words, they turned down the microphones in the crowd. But funny enough, when Brock Lesnar come out, you can hear the crowd all over again. Right at the start of the match, Roman Reigns rushes Brock Lesnar, who's immediately caught and rammed into the corner of the ring. Brock Lesnar starts beating down on Roman Reigns, but Reigns was able to fight back for a bit, but was quickly worked over by Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar gives Roman Reigns multiple German suplexes. After that, he gives Roman Reigns, I think 4 F5s. I lost count. Tried to pin him each time and only got a 2 count. At this point, the crowd started chanting boring. When they started doing that, once again, magically, the sound cut out in the crowd. The fighting goes out to ringside as Brock Lesnar puts Roman Reigns through a table. He drags Reigns back into the ring, gives him another F5, tries to pin him and gets a 2 count. By this time, the crowd has now switched to chanting "This is awful," which WWE left alone because I'm pretty much thinking that their thought was they're chanting "This is awesome." Brock Lesnar gets fed up, takes his gloves off, and starts pounding away at the head of Roman Reigns. This busts him open pretty good. Roman Reigns was able to fight back, got a spear, tried to pin him with a 2 count. Reigns fires up, bounces off the ropes, but was caught by Brock Lesnar, who gives him another F5. This time, he wins, gets the 3 count. So Brock Lesnar is still the Universal Champion. Jesus, god damn it. I am seriously tired of seeing Brock Lesnar as champion. We only see him like once every 3 months. He doesn't defend the title at any time on Raw. I know Vince McMahon says he's earned certain privileges, but Jesus Christ. Hopefully they'll make him defend it soon and he'll lose the title and push him off to UFC where he belongs. This match sucked. I'm sorry. I wasn't crazy about it. I went into this match not liking it and I wasn't disappointed. The match sucked. I didn't like it. Apparently neither did the crowd. What made it worse is that this was the main event. The rest of the card was good. I liked it. I don't think there was anything that went below an above average rating for me. Everything else was really good except for the last match. But we'll see what the fallout brings on Raw and SmackDown, and I'll have those videos out shortly after those shows. But that'll do it for the WrestleMania results. I'll be back tomorrow for the Raw recap and Tuesday for the SmackDown review. But leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's WrestleMania and what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.